What's up everyone, it's Robert with Recipe Costing. In this video, it's all about our free food cost calculator. In this video, we're going to get our edible cost, our portion cost. We're going to use our yield and understand how that affects our cost. In addition, we are going to get our menu costs, also referred to as our final plate cost. In this exercise, we're going to build a roasted chicken with brie on a Cuban roll. This dish will include a side tomato and artichoke salad and a ramekin of sun-dried Chipotle ranch. Interesting enough, when we build these things, we don't do it for a single plate. We have to build large batches and then we have to plate it. And it's important to understand what that cost is individually. And that's what we're going to focus on today on this video using this calculator. Before we can build this sandwich, we need to list our ingredients and calculate the portion cost used in building our roasted chicken sandwich. The plate's going to require the following ingredients: chicken breast, brie cheese, basil, leaf lettuce, grape tomatoes, red onions, scallions, red peppers, chipotle peppers, artichoke hearts, sun-dried tomatoes, Cuban bread rolls, ranch dressing, balsamic vinaigrette dressing. We are going to use Microsoft Excel and our calculator in this exercise. Again, if you're using Recipe Costing, our software, then all the calculations are done for you and you won't need to use Excel or a calculator. This is just an exercise to understand the cost from purchasing ingredients to the actual plate cost to price out our menus profitably. Let's get this party started right by adding our ingredients. We're going to find out the portion and edible cost of each of our items. Let's begin by entering a price of 0. If you don't enter 0, the software will complain. We don't know what the actual price is yet until we fill out all the items. The first item I want to enter is chicken breast. The quantity is 1 ounce. I want to make sure that I know how much each ounce of chicken will cost me. I purchase it in 40 pounds, which tells me I have 640 ounces. And next, I want to enter my purchase price. The yield is going to be 88% because after you cook down the chicken or cut away the fat, that's what you're going to have, about 88%. And we want to know what the actual cost is. And at this point, it's going to be 12 cents an ounce. So let's click the save button and let's enter our next item. The next item will be cheese brie or brie cheese. You could write it any way you want. I like to write cheese and then the type of cheese right after. So it's cheese, brie. I want to know how much each ounce is going to cost. So let me change that to 1 ounce. And when I purchase it in 2.2 pounds. The software will tell me I have 35.20 ounces available. They're going to be done if they're portioned correctly. Now I'm going to enter the price, which is $11.31. And the yield is going to stay at 100%. Next, let's click the save button. To save time, I've already begun adding all the items. This one item I want to take a look at because they're canned peppers. And as you know, they're housed in liquid. And in this case, we have to remove it, so it's going to change the yield. I want to take a look at ounces again. We want to know what the cost per ounce is. But each can has about 28.2 ounces. There are 12 cans in a case. We're going to multiply that by 28.2 to get 338.4 ounces. We'll enter the purchase price, and the software will give us an idea after we put in the yield. So after we drain the water, it's about 63%. We can save it. And the next thing I want to really show you here is editing. You can click on the edit button. It'll load the items below. And then from here, you can make changes. So we're going to change gallon UK to gallon US liquid. This will change the value. Click on the check mark and you save it. And that's how easy it is to edit the fields within this calculator. Before we get our final costs, I want to do a quick review. We listed all of our items that we were going to use. We portioned them out based on how we're going to use them in our recipes and our final menu item, and we got the cost. Now the next step is to copy this and to paste it into our Excel sheet. Let's start by highlighting the items we need from item name all the way to the final price, $2.91. Hold down your control key, hit C for copy. When you open Excel, hold down your control key, hit the letter V for pasting. And then you can format this Excel sheet any way you want. In my case, I'm just going to jump ahead to save some video time. Looking at our first recipe here, which is the sun-dried Chipotle ranch sauce, we're going to get all the ingredients and the number of ounces it takes to put this sauce together. In my case, we have 128 ounces of ranch dressing, and I'm going to multiply that by its actual cost that I got from the worksheet and the calculator at recipecosting.com, which is 0.0 0.08. And when you do the math, it comes out to $10.24. And I'm going to do the same for the peppers as well as the sun-dried tomatoes. Then I'm going to total that cost. Now that I have my final recipe costs, I can begin totaling up all my ounces. And if I were to use 2-ounce ramekins and I total up all these ounces, they're 141 divided by 2 tells me I have enough for 70 and a half sandwiches. That's just part of the story. The next part is to figure out what each ounce will cost us. You may want to use 3 ounces, or maybe you want to use 2.5 ounces per sandwich. The only way to figure that out is if we figure out the actual cost of each ounce. So we're going to do that. We're going to hit the equal sign. We're going to get our price, which is $13.91, and we're going to divide that by 141. That will give us a long number, and then we're going to round it to 2 digits, which is 10 cents. Now we know the cost of each ounce. Again, to save video time, I just copied the next recipe over and listed the ounces, and now we're going to calculate the cost per ounces for each of the items. In this case, we have 16 ounces, and if we multiply that by its actual cost, which is 23 cents, it'll give us $3.68. We're going to do the same thing for each of the items, total it, and repeat what we did earlier with the sun-dried Chipotle ranch sauce. Same exercise, same step. Make sure you total all your ounces, do the math, get the ounces, break it up into portions, so you have an idea of what everything is going to cost you. And now you can begin transferring the data from this Excel sheet right into our free food cost calculator. Enter each line item. To save time, what we did was we pre-populated all the items. So we started to enter chicken, but once we hit save, all the items are going to populate, just so you wouldn't have to sit here through my typing. And once we do that, you're going to get an actual cost. When you get the cost, which happens to be $2.85, a good practice is to multiply that cost by 3 or multiply it by 3.5, and that'll give you $9.98. And theoretically, this should cover all your expenses. At least that's the idea. So now if we enter $10, it'll give us our gross profit and our gross profit percentage. Since this video, we've actually added the food cost percentage, so you'll get it for that plate cost. You'll have a better idea of what the food cost is on that plate, and hopefully that's less than 28% food cost. The icons on the right are for sharing. Please share this video on your social network. We thank you for watching it. If you have any questions, look for us on chat or send us an email. Thanks again.